Welcome to Conscious Living Collective, where transformation is not just a word but first-hand experience. My name is Tomek. I'm a scientist, teacher, and transformation coach. Welcome to today's session, where we aim to blend a scientific research with art of mindful living and add a bit of the spice of individuality and your own uniqueness. The aim of this session also is to help you to have direct experience, to help you rewrite your story and emerge on the other side with a renewed sense of purpose and well-being. Welcome to Monday/Sunday afternoon session of Conscious Living Collective. Very good to see you here. I just want to make sure that the connection is okay. My internet says it's good, so I think everything should be all right. What you have been listening to is Mystic Journey by Pablo Arellano. I was corrected recently about pronunciation of one of my favorite musicians here on Inside Timer. So Pablo Arellano, he's accompanied us today with music and creating a wonderful background for our exploration to have first-hand experience. And for those of you who've been joining me for quite some time know that over the past couple of weeks, we did a lot of intellectual exploration. We've been discovering the theory of self-actualization by Abraham Maslow. And if you wish to revisit those sessions, they are all on my YouTube channel for free there for you to explore. But over the next couple of weeks, we'll be jumping into something less intellectual and more intuitive. So I decided over the next couple of weeks to focus on meditation and contemplation. And today, healing and a reset. I want to invite you to join me on a personal journey inside to put aside the intellect and connect with the intuitive side and see what that part has to offer. So it goes without saying that our world is dominated by the logical thinking, by the intellect, is dominated by what we can only understand, what we can touch, and the intuitive part is kind of neglected. However, if you think about it, all the pieces of art, pieces of music, they did not came through a careful analytical exploration and thinking. They came from the part that is equally important, but like I said, neglected. It is the intuitive part. And that intuitive part offers us first-hand experience and a lot of information. However, like intellect requires training. So today I will invite you to allow that part kind of come to the surface and allow you to see for yourself what kind of information will resurface in your first-hand experience as you allow the intellect to subside. And I know it's very easy for me to say that. Okay, is that, yeah, I want to make sure I can see, Deb, that you have difficult hearing. I just want to make sure that things are coming across clearly. The internet fluctuates according to my screen, so I apologize if things are not so great. It might be fluctuating, but there's nothing I can do about it right now. I could increase volume a bit, but not too much, I guess. Please do report if the sound is not good. I'm very much interested in knowing that so I can adjust things on my part. If I can. If the internet connection is bad, then obviously nothing I can do. This is the up to internet provider. Better? Cool. I'll be talking directly to the microphone and hopefully that you can hear me properly and hear the music and Pablo Arellano Mystic Journey. So, yeah, today will be more about meditating together, spending time in that quiet space. And for those of you who are joining for the first time, usually that's the how Conscious Living Collective works. We come together, we have a little discussion, a little conversation. I want to hear from you a bit. I say a few words on my own of the introduction, and then we just meditate together because I really want you to have that direct first-hand experience. It's not just me talking. Like I said, less intellect, more direct experience that comes from that intuitive part, and see what you're going to come up with. I think this is important to be open to the experiences that are from outside of what you already know. Part of the meditative journey, contemplative journey of mindfulness is to keep opening yourself up to the experience that are from outside of our intellect and from our current understanding. And in order to do it, we need to relax a bit. And when I say relax, uh, I do not mean simply by dropping your hands and feeling at ease and peaceful, but most importantly, letting go of that pesky mind that keep throwing thoughts at us. And to do so in this meditation, we'll be using our breath to ground ourselves a bit because quality of the breath is that of neutrality. Breath is neither positive or negative. It simply is something that we do, the first thing we do when we are born, and the last thing when we are crossing from this physical reality to the next. And it accompanies us, whether we want it or not, at all times. So it's very much has a neutral valency to it. And I love that because from the perspective of the intellect, we mostly, if you listen to my last CLC, we like a sine wave. We're going from extreme up to extreme down, and then up and then down. As that sine wave moves up and down, but we're missing the part that is in the middle. And if you could kind of study different traditions, that middle part is as important as the having the peak experiences that we discussed in our previous sessions. So this is an invitation, and I'll be guiding you in this journey, and you will be the active ingredient. You will lend collectively your consciousness and put it kind of on the table for us to explore. So there is an individual aspect of it and also the collective aspect of it. And you'll see, and I can testify to that my personal meditations have very different quality as compared to the sessions I have in the presence of you or presence of others in a group meditation. That collective aspect is always very, very, very helpful. So I want to invite you to take advantage of the 60 of us right now sitting in front of the screen and and just enjoying ourselves and trying to join in the group of like-minded people collectively to have your individual experience, knowing that you are supported, knowing that you're in the right place where you can feel free to express all the things. And that's another maybe part of healing and reset, is not to simply discard all the parts that your intellect considered unpleasant or negative, but include them in awareness and see how they change and evolve as we let go of the intellectual judgment and allow them into awareness to be transformed. And you might be surprised what comes out of it. It takes a bit of effort. I will not lie to you. It takes a bit of effort and energy because your intellect will oppose, your thoughts will come, but with a bit of practice and a bit of support of our wonderful community, you might find that actually those thoughts are not as persistent, if they're not resisted and judged, as one may think. Sandy, do you believe that intuition and imagination come from the right brain? I think that intuition and imagination do not come from brain at all. That metaphor of right and left brain, that's just a metaphor. At all times, your both hemisphere, they collaborate, and different things might be happening in those hemispheres. And I think Ian McGilchrist, Brain and Its Emissary. This is a phenomenal book to read if you want to discover the dance between the right and left hemisphere of the brain. But again, once again, the intuition that I invite you to, it comes again in my understanding a bit from outside of the brain tissue, so to speak. So your neurons will fire as you meditate, but it's more like a radio receiver rather than something where things are being created. In a radio, you don't create the radio station. Radio station is outside of the radio receiver. You're just tuning in. You're just turning that knob, in our case, away from the thoughts, more into the intuitive part, which is more elusive, and allow it to come to you, if that makes sense, Sandy. So again, it's going away from the understanding of the neuroscience and hemispheres and tapping into allowing that intuitive part to arise. So we're going for the arising of healing and allowing the reset to happen kind of naturally. And the reason for that is that inside of your body, there's incredible intelligence already without you thinking about it. Think about your autonomous nervous system, right? There's a reason why you call it autonomous nervous system. Autonomous means that it will work regardless whether you tell it or think about it or will it to work or not to work. It has its own innate intelligence, and good for us, because otherwise, if you had to take care of your digestion, circulation, nervous system, most likely you wouldn't be able to do anything else, right? Those things are being taken care of. And the more we let go and surrender to its native intelligence, the reset that in the title of today's session you can find, it will happen spontaneously, right? We are getting out of the way with our intellect, while we're understanding, we taking all this quote unquote knowledge that we possess about how things work, and we surrender towards the direct experience of it. Yeah, it is a good metaphor, okay? So I like using metaphors myself because ultimately that's how I communicate with you with the spoken language. But I always bring a caveat here that spoken language is not the most accurate way of communication. As a matter of fact, if you had those experiences in the past when you just had a sudden knowing again or intuition that someone's going to call you, and you pick up a phone and your mom is on the other side, how about the family members or our loved ones where we have a deep connection with? This is not the intellectual knowing. You didn't set up a time, you just simply knew. So that information just comes to you from outside of our understanding, right? If I had to explain it in words, most likely it would take me a long time to do it. So we going away. The only person who will be talking, communicating with you is me through words, but only at the beginning, but in the hope for you to get things going for yourself, to have direct experience that is not experiencing only the thoughts that, again, are not the experience, they are description of the experience, but having the kind of space without thoughts, if possible, because I know it's much easier to say that rather than experience that. It's a difficult process. That's where the effort is required. Again, Michael asks, what are some good books on intuition? And I would say, I'm sure there are many. And if you type in Google, good books on intuition, you got the entire list of it. But one thing, Michael, I'm going to say to you today, I want you, rather than read about it, I want you today to make an effort to experience it right here and right now. Because even I do a lot of talking for living, and I communicate with my students, I communicate with you, I communicate with my patrons, I communicate with my clients that I have one-on-one sessions, and I quite a bit of talking. But I tell you one thing that is the most transformative in my one-on-one sessions and sessions of Conscious Living Collective and sessions with my patrons and other sessions is not the part when I talk, but the part when the participants have their own experience that only later they can describe with words. So again, I want you, Michael, to have your direct experience so you can write your own book on intuition rather than read about intuition and then experience it. We kind of are cutting the middleman. This is the hack that we have. Rather than reading about something, reading about how vanilla ice cream tastes, you want to take a bite and taste it for yourself. Okay, and without further ado, let us jump into meditation. Like I said, we have Pablo Arellano accompany us in this meditation. I will play him for you right now. I switched the screen to meditation screen. As you can see, it's important to begin by simplifying our experience. Begin by removing any and all obstacles that may get in the way of your direct experience of awareness. If you feel that there's any tension in your body, any discomfort, that will go away by adjusting your posture, do so. I very often rest my hands in my lap. I put my feet on the floor. I sit upright, allowing natural flow of my breath. Start where you are. Acknowledge here and now as is. Body and mind, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual self that expresses itself right now in a perfect way. Your consciousness interacts with the reality. Reality is in the consciousness. And whatever you experience right now, it is as it's supposed to be. What you will find is that your mind will produce a description of the current circumstances that have either positive tone or negative tone. But know this is only a description of your experience, but not the experience itself. So when you find yourself thinking about the experience. Allow it and recognize it simply as an aspect of the experience, but not the entirety of what is happening right now. I invite you to accept the wandering of your awareness wherever your awareness wills it to take you, and your only job is to follow it. Your awareness may momentarily take you to your bodily sensations, particularly if there's any discomfort, and that is okay. The awareness may connect with thinking process, something that happened in the past, something that you anticipate will happen in the future. And that's okay too. You simply follow your awareness wherever it goes. And allow the innate wisdom to arise, trusting that whatever you experience happens for a reason. The awareness is already fulfilled. Whatever you experience is. The judgment that comes your way comes from the thinking mind. It's a projection of your past experiences, but not always represents the reality of things as they are now. If it helps, imagine for a second that you are born right now in this very moment. You do not have any memories. You do not possess any experiences. So everything is new. You do not have any frame of reference in your mind. Everything is new and exciting. Every movement, everything that happens around you and inside of you. The freshness of appreciation of every single moment. The more you surrender, the more you let go, the more you allow the healing, natural restoration of the balance that your body and mind already know. That is your innate state. In the absence of thoughts, expectations, natural peace arises, wrapped in stillness and spaciousness of this very moment. Relaxation of the body follows. Mind stops clinging, describing the experience, knowing that is safe, secure, and protected. There are no problems to solve, nothing to achieve. Resting in awareness that is already fulfilled. And I will give you a minute or two to have your own experience as I stand by your side to support you and to keep you safe. And now it is time to return. Collect your experiences. Take with you what you will and let go of everything else. Use this as an opportunity to create a bookmark state to which you can return in the future to continue exploration. Express your gratitude for the presence, the effort that you made, recognizing the uniqueness of you. And simply take one deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when ready, open your eyes and welcome back. Wonderful. Thank you for meditating with me. That was really lovely. Thank you to Pablo Arellano for his mystic journey. It certainly was a journey for me. It's always, like I said, it's always a pleasant experience from the perspective of my mind to meditate with you. And thank you so much for holding that space for me. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Parvane. Thank you, Sal. Thank you, all of you. Thanks to all of you for your participation, for co-creating this space. Yeah, that was really, really nice. I'm glad to hear that it was interesting for you, Amanda. If you have any descriptions of your experience, feel free to put them in the comment section. I also want to say that obviously this is one of many meditations that we do here on Insight Timer. If you wish to join Conscious Living Collective, CLC, I'll be here back on Wednesday, Tuesday afternoon. If you wish to meditate with me, simply go to my profile and see a library of over 100 meditations that I offer on healing, all resetting yourself to the nominal state where you feel at ease and relaxed, because that's the nominal state. We're just taking ourselves out of it by overthinking and allowing thoughts dominate our experience rather than allowing the experience to be closer to the intuitive side. But that's how it works. That's why we all. Certainly I am a work in progress, and I'll continue this journey in your presence with your support, which I very much appreciate. I have a course here on Insight Timer called 6 Pillars of Conscious Living, which is a very interesting, it gives you pointers towards having your direct experience. Our experience as experienced through a human body is very rich, and there are many different aspects of it that we can explore. It's very exciting. And the aim of this course, 6 Pillars of Conscious Living, is to point you towards it. It will not have the experience for you, but it will point the finger. Consider this, consider this, consider that, and gives you a couple of methods, techniques of having your own experience. Once again, you are the active ingredient. Thank you so much for so many kind donations, Bobby, Sel, Jean. That is so very generous and kind of you to support my work in this way. But you are here. If you are here, you're already supporting me in the big way. So thank you so much. That is so nice of you. We will, like I said, we will return to Conscious Living Collective Wednesday. In the meantime, feel free to use my multitude of meditations. You can contact me also via Insight Timer. You can follow me on Insight Timer. You can use many free resources that I offer to you. For those of you who wish to deepen your experience and deepen your journey in human consciousness, you can also contact me to work with me one-on-one. This is, I call it the highest tier of the experience you can have, because it involves working with me either in person, well, it's always in person, but either online, or if you are here in the Sunshine Coast, Australia, I'm also open to sessions in person that will elevate that experience to the next level, because it becomes personal. It becomes tailored to your circumstances, your current condition, and what you are. It's not just a general, but it's specifically tailored to your needs. So this is a possibility. I'm always open to that. I have a few spots left in the new years, so you're welcome to consider that if you will. But in the meantime, there are so many different ways to have your direct experience. And one of those is just to come for free here to on the Insight Timer, the sessions of Conscious Living Collective, and just meditate together and have a joyful experience. I always hope that you have experienced that in some way, enriched your understanding of the reality, your understanding of this human condition. And we'll be doing more of the experiential part in the future. Like I said, At the beginning, for the first timers, we always have the meditation part and always have the talking part. But of the next couple of weeks, the emphasis will be on the meditation, on the practice, on having something that enriches you on the deeper level, not just the talking part. So, yeah. If you are ready for more, we will come back here on Wednesday. And for now, I want to wish you a wonderful day, a pleasant evening wherever you are. Thank you so much for being with me. I will leave you with Pablo Arellano and Arellano and his mystic journey. Feel free to visit his profile if you will and enjoy his music. Until next time, bye bye.